What do you do if you're the media, you want to get Trump at all costs, and less than 24 hours ago, the BuzzFeed article fell apart? Well, you go after a bunch of teens wearing MAGA hats, completely twist the story to make them out to be the bad guys at every turn, and use the fact that they were wearing MAGA hats to somehow tie it all to Trump to show what a monster he is. This is CNN.
We are hearing from a Native American elder and Vietnam War veteran speaking to CNN after a disturbing viral video shows a group of teens harassing and mocking him in the nation's capital.
Harassing and mocking him? That sounds horrible. What a bunch of little shits to harass an elderly man, regardless of if he's a Native American or a veteran. Let's take a look at these assholes. Oh, he's standing there and doing nothing. To be fair, there is more to the so-called mocking, but this video and still image of the boy standing there smiling with a man beating a drum inches from his ears has become the face of the so-called hate from these teens. As you can see, for a while the teens were sort of mimicking the sounds the man with the drum was making. This could be viewed as mocking, but some of the teens have spoken out and said since they were in the middle of doing some of their school cheers, they thought these people came over with their instruments with good intentions. You know, cheering, singing, and musical instruments go hand in hand. Little did they know, these people were trying to instigate something and get the media on their side and run with their narrative. And boy, did it ever work.
Here's the video sparking outrage on social media right now. Nathan Phillips was beating his drum and singing an American Indian protest song. And this was on Friday on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial when he saw a clash erupting between a group of teenage students and 4 African-American young men preaching about the Bible and oppression. Well,
do you hear this shit? A clash broke out between the teens and a group of black people, quote, preaching about the Bible and oppression. So the narrative is the white teens were starting shit with the black people minding their own business. This so-called hero decided to go beat his drums to draw the racist teens away from the innocent blacks. Then the group started in on the Native Americans. This is a bullshit narrative the media is gleefully spinning with zero regard for facts. Let's just take a quick peek at part of what the black men were, quote, preaching about to the teens.
I'm going to speak up. The Lord said he shall send us against a hypocritical nation. You make us swear on the Bible. You got on the back of the court system, in God we trust. On the back of your dollar bill, it says, in God we trust, but you give faggots rights. The Bible condemns homosexuality, man.
Yes, you heard that right. He used a gay slur, condemned the U.S. for giving gay people rights, and said the Bible condemns homosexuality. This is what CNN is laughably referring to as preaching about the Bible and oppression to make the black men look like the innocent ones in this situation. And notice the teens are shocked at the language he used. Let's just think about this for a minute. A group of black men are shouting actual hateful language about gays. The teens are shocked at what the man is saying, and CNN spins it so that the teens are the bad guys in this situation. It's just unbelievable.
Phillips says he immediately sensed danger.
When I was there and I was standing there and I seen that group of people in front of me and I seen the angry faces and all of that, I realized I had put myself in a really dangerous situation.
Angry faces? The video clip CNN just showed literally showed the teens smiling and laughing and clapping, but he saw angry faces?
You know, it's like, here's a group of people who were angry at somebody else And I put myself in front of that, and all of a sudden, I'm the one who's all that anger and all that wanting to have the freedom to just rip me apart. You know?
They wanted to have the freedom to rip you apart. Someone in your group mocked the teens for being European and said they had no right to be in this country. Yet you claim the teens were the aggressive ones and wanted to rip you apart? This is just flat out 100% bullshit, and CNN isn't interested in any fact checking at all.
You know, that was scary. I'm a Vietnam Times veteran, and I know that mentality of there's enough of us, we can do this.
So why didn't they then? You felt threatened, yet you didn't leave the area. Instead, you continued to beat your drum inches from their faces. You claimed they wanted to rip you apart, yet they didn't. You recognized the mentality of, there's enough of us, we can do this, and yet the teens did nothing. They stood there and allowed you to beat your drums in their faces. You are full of shit, and CNN should be ashamed of themselves for pushing this outrageous propaganda.
Then Phillips describes the tense moments now being replayed over and over again online when a young man got right in his face. Watch.
When I started going forward and that massive groups of people started separating and moving aside to allow me to move out of the way or to proceed, this young fella put himself in front of me and wouldn't move. And so I could, if I took another step, I would be putting my person into his presence, into his space, and I would have touched him. And that would have been the thing that the group of people would have needed to spring on me.
Indeed. Just listen to this guy try and make the situation sound 1,000 times worse by claiming he had no choice but to stand there and bang on his drum in this kid's ears, because if he took a step forward, that would have given this group all they needed to rip him apart. Let's just see how this young man got right in his face. That's weird. Sure looks like the teen is standing still the entire time. The man got in his face, placed the drums inches from his ears, and kept banging on it. Notice there is also room next to the teen if the man really wanted to go around him and proceed going forward. This man is just flat out lying because he has an agenda to push, and as usual, CNN is all too happy to give liars a platform and legitimacy if they agree with said agenda. Let's go over the lies uncovered in this story. 1. The teens shouted, "Build that wall," at the man. This never happened. Watch all of the videos. No one ever shouted that. You would think CNN would be playing that clip over and over again if it were true. 2. The teens were harassing a group of black men who just wanted to preach the good word of the Bible. 100% false. The group of black men were shouting actual hate speech that shocked the teens. 3. The teens approached the Native Americans as they were peacefully demonstrating. False. Even the Native American man himself destroys this narrative by saying he placed himself in that situation. The group of Native Americans approached the teens and got in the teens' faces, not the other way around. The only reason CNN is still in business is because there is a rather sizable segment of our society who want to be lied to. If they truly believe there are groups of white supremacists out there with MAGA hats on, then they want a so-called news organization to give them proof of said white supremacists, even if it means making up facts and slandering a group of teens.